Valve has lost their damn mind with what they've just announced. If you haven't noticed yet, the price of the Steam Deck has gone up significantly from what it was. And I wanted to start making this like reactionary content and just a bit more sort of quick off the cuff sort of thoughts for you all. But I didn't think the first time I was be doing this was going to be about something as, well, as disheartening as this. So let's crack open a cold one and get right into this. First off, I apologise for looking like sweaty and greasy. It is still absolutely melting here, and I've got lights like all around me at my desk. Just had a shower, I'm just come back from the gym, and it is still like not helped, alright? But with that said, I'm probably not the worst thing you're gonna look at right now, because, well, look at those prices. Those are the prices of the Steam Deck. You are looking at £649 for the 512GB model and £779 for the 1TB model. That is a humongous increase. You'll notice as well, there is no LCD model anymore, so there is no lower entry version. This is what you get now. It's the OLED only, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because the OLED screens are really nice. But that price tag is not really nice, and it's so weird why this is happening. Because if we have a look at what it used to be, thanks to Google Images, you've got this. So someone on Reddit put this up a while back when we saw all the prices available. And look at that, the OLED model, the starting version with 512GB of storage was £479. But now, that same model is going to run you £649. That is a 170, it's late, £170 increase there, and £779 for the OLED now, whereas it used to be £569. That is ridiculous. That's £210 that is, that I've just realised the maths on that. That is wild. You could get two of these ones, two of the starting ones, the LCD models, two of them, and still have change left over from this. That is absolutely absurd. Now, the reason why this is bad is not only because this now makes the Steam Deck like not a good option, like it's not an affordable option, it's not a viable option, it's not worth the money anymore. The power isn't there for it. If you notice, the power of the Steam Deck hasn't changed since this model, the original LCD model, was originally put in. The only difference when the original models came out was different storages. So there's the one that had built-in storage to it, which wasn't like an NVMe bit of storage, and then the other ones did have NVMe storage. But aside from that, all the specs were exactly the same. But now, all the specs are pretty much the same aside from the screen, and it's not worth it. Because there is no way on earth that you'd be paying £779 and getting £779 worth of quality from it. I'd argue that the £349 price was an amazing bargain price for it, because you got yourself a handheld computer and you could enjoy everything that came with Steam for the most part. But I'm just going to leave it on this because I want it to sink in. Let that sink in, alright? It's knocking on the door. It is just wild that this is where we're at now. And I don't think you hate AI data centers enough when you start seeing prices like this. Because we all know it's the RAM and the storage prices that are causing it to be like this. And that bodes so bad for the Steam machine when that eventually comes out. Because when it was first announced, we were all thinking 500, 600, maybe 700 with a controller. But now I'm thinking nowhere south of 1,000. If it's £900, it doesn't come with a controller. If you want a controller built in with it, it's going to be close to £1,000. And if you want the one that's actually got decent sized storage, you're looking at 1,200 plus in my eyes. But there's no realistic way that this is going to be less than 4 figures. And that's scary, because it kind of needs to be. Because otherwise, why would you buy it? Just buy a PC. It's competing with mid-range PCs at that price. Oh, almost mid-range PCs at that price. Me and the boys were talking about this earlier, and it's just, everything is just so damn expensive right now. And there are some people online that are saying, well, maybe the Steam machine won't be as expensive because it doesn't need things like an OLED screen. It doesn't need things like a battery. It doesn't need things like the controller input. But that's not what's jacking the price up on it. The price increases come purely from the fact that it is going to be the AI data centers that are taking up the RAM and the storage options for it, and GPU chips as well. All of that is what's driving the cost of it. But OLED screen's not the thing that's making it more expensive, it's everything else inside that is. And it is absolutely wild to think that this is another console. Now, this is all the console manufacturers. that have had consoles come out and they've gotten more expensive throughout their release history, like throughout the time that they've been out. And I remember the days when you could get a PlayStation 4 and a copy of Spider-Man for less than £200. I can remember getting GameCubes for less than £100. And now you're looking to get games that cost that. It is absolutely wild. And it's upsetting because now I can't recommend the Steam Deck to anyone because it's not worth it. It was a hard sell when it was like the previous prices if you wanted to go for the terabyte model, but you could kind of justify it because you were getting an OLED screen on it, you were having a terabyte of storage, and you could get everything on Steam for the most part, like we said. And if you had the spare income, you could do it. The middle range one was a really good one, and I've got an entry level one with a slightly higher storage. Class. This, no, you can't recommend that. That is absolutely insane. And I'm pretty certain that this has gone up as well, because I swear the docking station didn't used to be £69. And if it was, I got scammed when I bought that. But yeah, I wanted to come on and I wanted to share my thoughts and feelings on that, because I think it's a really sad time, because gaming has gone from becoming this sort of pastime that we could all enjoy and still, sit back on the sofa, kick our feet up and get sucked into a game. And instead now we're having to make really considered purchases about this. We're having to really think, is this worth it? Am I going to get my actual time out of this game? Am I going to get my money's worth out of it? And can I actually afford this? It is really upsetting that things like GeForce Now seem to be becoming the way forward. As much as I don't like the idea of not owning anything, it is kind of like the only sort of wallet-friendly option that is out there now. That, Game Pass, and heck, even with the PlayStation prices at the moment, it's probably not even worth doing that. It's a really weird time in the industry, and it's a really upsetting one, because I'm someone that has always loved having video games there to enjoy and play. And thankfully, I'm someone whose Steam catalog and Steam backlog goes so far back that I'm sorted for a very long time. But for new people getting into it, there isn't a jumping in point anymore that Valve actually has. Because if you're asking someone to drop over £600 for one of these consoles, and it gets the performance that it gets, it's not worth it. It's a really tough time, and it sucks. And I can't stress enough how much you don't hate AI data centers enough. You really, really should hate them more. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to make this video on. I wanted to just have a quick sort of ramble about this, because it hit me when we were going back from the gym. I was walking back from the gym. You weren't with me at the time. Whacking the new microphone there. But it hit me that the thing that I love is no longer the thing that I love, or it's changed so much that I don't know what it is anymore. The industry, there's things coming out, like Mina the Hollow is coming out soon, and I'm super excited for that. And I think the people over at Yacht Club Games are going to put something out that is incredible. Heck, IGN's giving it a 10 out of 10. It says it's Forza 6 got that, or Forza Horizon 6, I should say. Mixtape got that. One of those is an incredible game, and the other one is Mixtape. But still, like, Mina the Hollow are getting that is amazing, and I can't wait to play that. There's so many other little good things that are coming out, but the big names and the big players are just dragging this down. And seeing Steam, like the last bastion of hope that we had in this, do this is just wild. They could more than easily eat the cost of the console and make it up in software sales. But hey, I'm no business major. That's why I make these videos and have the subscriber count that I have. So if you want to, help towards that, by all means, do press the button. I've never said that before. It feels weird saying that. I don't know if I'll ever remind you again. But yeah. Anyway, I'm melting, so I'm going to turn these lights off and quickly edit this video and get it out there. But I hope everyone out there isn't as shocked as I hope you are shocked. Yeah, this is just absolutely insane. Anyway, thanks for sticking around and checking out my ramblings. New videos every time I remember to press the upload button. Thanks to all of you out there. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you on the next one.